What happened to Eddie Parr, Lisa Gibbs, Devin Bautista, Luca Brandt, and Michael Shaw? Some of these names may not be familiar to you, but these are the mission givers that have been missing and are suspected to have gone in development hell. But before we move on, make sure to check out The Eradicators, which is my other channel where I cover everything that's non-Star Citizen related. With the E3 event, there has been tons of new content flowing over there, and there may be some videos you could be interested in. Also, subscribing to this channel and my other channel is a prerequisite to get a chance to win this amazing Nova tank. You'll have to answer the giveaway question I'll ask later throughout this video. Also, Patreon and Join Better members should have access to my Discord channel, where I run monthly giveaways as well, and this month it's an RSI Scorpius with LTI. So, before we try to extrapolate on what happened to these people, let's have a look at who they are first. And we'll start with Eddie Parr, and I need to bring a little correction here. Not everyone is actually missing. We know very well the whereabouts of Eddie Parr, as he is often found wandering at the bar of New Babbage, you know, Wally's bar, that flashy bar over there. And while Eddie Parr may physically be here, it becomes clear as soon as you try to interact with him that they may actually be somewhere else, or actually his mind may be somewhere else, as he just happens to be looking at you with blank eyes, not responding to your solicitations. When asked about what happened to Mr. Parr, his colleagues would abruptly dismiss me, even refusing to talk anonymously and with a cover voice. If this wasn't a clear indication that something off is going on, what is? And this is why I decided to investigate further and travel to Hurston with hopes to find a known associate of his, a certain Michael Shaw, with whom Eddie Parr was rumored to be running a racket business with. Now, according to various sources, the individual known as Michael Shaw used to be seen wandering around the slums that surround the city of Lorville. And this is not going to be easy, as it is a large city, but we may have pinpointed a couple of locations where he might be, as these slums tend to be located in proximity of the city's 6 gates. But what a surprise when we discovered that these slums were all empty. There wasn't a single soul wandering around those structures people once called home, as if everyone had meticulously been taken away, or worse. And this is such a contrast compared to this footage that you can see right now on our screen, which was taken 4 years ago in 2947. And as we can clearly see, back then the suburbs of Lorville were full of life, with people going about their businesses and local wildlife wandering around searching for food and mates. All of that is now gone, dead, desperately devoid of any life. We decided to interrogate the local authorities for clarifications, but there was nothing the guards would tell us. Obviously, the guards must have been given orders to keep it quiet, so I decided to go to the central business district of the city and ask directly members of the Hurston family for clarifications. Mr. Hurston, a couple of questions for the Eradicators channel?
Did my cousin send you to do this?
Sensing the hostility in that office, I understood that the best thing to do was to leave, and not just the office, but the actual planet, as the Hurstons won't be too keen on having someone sniffing around the man's disappearance on their world. My next targets will lead me to the vicinity of Planet Crusader, which is still restricted to the public until next month. This means that I will not be able to land on Horizon to find more about the whereabouts of Lisa Gibbs and Devin Bautista. Both are officers within Crusader Security and are said to operate together a small auxiliary community outreach office within Horizon, informally known as Lemonade Stand. And they were both involved in the last Vandal War, which saw the exploit of the now famed Squadron 42, but have not been heard or seen ever since. Since then, we've only been in contact with those two officers through Mobiglass messages that just give us instruction as of who to hunt or where to patrol around Crusader, and that's basically it. There's actually no proof that indicates whether or not these were these actual people sending those messages. And since no one is allowed to land on Horizon at this time, My investigation therefore leads me to my last destination, the wretched hive of scum and villainy that used to be a miner's barracks, the now infamous asteroid base known as Grimex, where we will be investigating the last missing individual, Luke Brunt. And this one has been missing for quite a long time, actually. The last time we've heard of him was in 2948, when he was organizing local races at the Outlaw Station. All we had from him was a picture that you can see here, as well as messages that he sent to nearby citizens as he was organizing scramble races. Since his disappearance in 2949, scramble races have gone from the verse, unfortunately, and no one has heard nor seen Mr. Brunt. Now, all of those sudden disappearances, these people refusing to speak, it all seemed too familiar, and all of a sudden the pieces of the puzzle put themselves together as I realized that they were all stuck in development hell, a dreadful place in which game assets get stuck for years until they finally come out completely transformed, if they ever make it out alive. Take Luca Brand, for example. He was supposed to come out for Star Citizen Alpha 3.2, and then nothing. He remained somewhat present in the form of mission messages in the mobiGlass, and then went out without ever being seen again. Devin Bautista and Lisa Gibbs were also supposed to be mission givers, making their debuts with the release of Horizon in Star Citizen Alpha 3.8. Then Crusader got delayed again, and again, and again, and its resident mission givers were taken completely out of the roadmap with no clear reason why. And these two security officers followed the same path as Eddie Parr, who was also scheduled to be released along with the launch of Marcotech's Interiors until he got delayed to Alpha 3.10 and then supposedly temporarily taken off the roadmap. As for Michael Shaw, he was only briefly mentioned once, and that was basically it. And you might think that these mission givers could be in the progress tracker where you can find individual items that are being worked on, but none of the previously mentioned mission givers can be found there. In fact, no work involving mission givers appear in the progress tracker at all. Now, there could be several reasons for their disappearance, and the first one that comes to mind is that because of the ongoing pandemic and the work-from-home environment, which is a reality in many countries around the world, I mean, even here in Taiwan where I live, so it's just not possible for CIG to shoot any motion capture, which are a requirement for these mission givers. They are just not any random NPCs, but bespoke characters that CIG want to be resembling as much as possible to real people. And if that is the reason why NPCs have not been developed or finished, then that could absolutely be understandable. And the second reason I could think of is the state of the servers, which prevent the game from running NPCs properly. Take, for example, the barman. As this is the giveaway question, by the way. When was the last time that you successfully got a drink from a barman? The last time I did was in 3.12's PTU, which was a half a year ago. These barmen are completely broken right now, and they are greatly suffering from the poor state of servers, which are overloaded and plagued by desync. Now, could CIG have given up on mission givers simply because they wouldn't work and it would waste resources they could use for other types of content that players could still enjoy, while CIG still finds a way to make servers work as intended? I mean, that too could make sense and confirms their claims stating that development resources allocated to these NPCs were reprioritized for other tasks. And the last reason why I believe that these NPCs never made it in the verse is simply because more tech is needed for the gameplay these NPCs will provide us with. Perhaps they need full persistence, or perhaps these will involve combat with a lot of players and NPCs, and server meshing will be a requirement. I'm just speculating at this point, but hey. Anyway, guys, that's all for this video. I hope that you guys like this more journalistic way of making videos. You guys have been amazing helping me out by subscribing or backing me on Patreon or via the Join button, and I think that this is a way to give back. Also, a video like this takes me 5 to 7 hours to make, but I make them with love for you guys, and I wanted to tell you that I really mean it when I say that you guys make this content possible, because you give me the motivation for it. I'll see you guys tomorrow for more content on the channel. This is the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later. This video is brought to you by the people who support this channel on Patreon and via the join button as well. Supporters of the channel get access to lots of cool perks such as access to my private Discord, your question answered in the show, you get to know when I'm going to play, and also you get to have a chance to influence the editorial line of the channel. Any help is appreciated, starts at just $1 a month. Thank you very much for watching. This is The Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later.